Sanbonani, welcome back. It's another week. It's another beautiful week. More news about Itiski, more news about the PSL. A lot of things happening with the top two or the top three, rather. A lot of things to talk about today. But as per normal, this is your boy Walter again on a new exciting episode on the podcast. We're going to be talking about football, going to talk about Chiefs, going to be talking about Pirates, going to talk about Sundowns as well. But as you know, guys, like I said, I'm shooting a mini, so please, if it's reflecting badly, please focus too much on that. Look, before we start, as per normal, appreciate the people who have been supporting the channel, supporting the podcast as well. I've did a poll. I felt like, look, to have a more extensive conversation, I've resorted to having long form content instead of having about 2 minutes, 6 minutes, and all these things. So we can dive into analysis. The point is to be able to talk about the football and see right, have a nice time. And I appreciate the people who give me feedback on the comments, who call me out, keep on doing it, keep pushing and all these things. I appreciate you. And also, please do follow me on all the platforms, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram as well. Interactive and post my video, short-term content there, just to keep it alive, for people to understand Kutitiski chats. It's all about football in general. For me, today, I'll start off as per normal. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell so you can be notified. So what's going to be happening is we're going to be having episodes on Monday, and it's going to be happening on episodes on Thursdays. At least it gives us an opportunity to cover everything because the top three badala in different times, fixtures are different. And sometimes, as you can see now, Tuesday, particularly Sundowns, Sundowns, the Pirates, Chiefs didn't play, and Idlala Sunday. So just to make sure that we are up to date also with my signings and a lot of controversy that happens during the week. There's a lot of things that happen within football. It's not even about Chiefs, Pirates, and Sundowns anymore. Amanyama teams now down there. It's up and down Gulog at the moment. A lot of games have been played, named 10-8. So it gives an opportunity to have enough content to talk about each and every week. So please look out for that. Fagan Guma calendar, know that Mondays and Tuesdays are for us. The times is not set in stone because our schedules are fun. But what we can do, we can use 2 to 3 and 4 p.m. So I'm still looking for a right which you can actually sit down to enjoy. But looking at my analytics, a lot of people, the love that you show, 90% still are people who haven't subscribed. So mawutholi isikhathi ngiyacela mntansekhaya ngicela usubscribe because it helps to know ukuthi a lot of people appreciate what we're doing behind the scenes and also the content esiyenzayo ngale ndlela esikhuluma ngayo each and every time mangipostile a video. So yeah, that's all the announcement that I have for you guys. Let's get to it. Yeah. Okay. Siqale nge-Sundowns. Kunzima. It's tough. Default settings for me. Tuesday we had Golden Arrows. Even if 4, we could have been 8, could have been 7. And it be Bakwatile. I think Bakwatile some comments on social media. A lot of people are bashing them for the Kaizerchiefs Sundowns, or that clash in particular about the last 2 fixtures for them. There's been a lot of controversy in regards to the goals that they've played. Oh, they've scored because I'm offside. Officially, it's been confirmed on the CBC Sport and also on DSTV. Bashilo, look, those goals should not have been allowed because both of them were offside. So obviously, it casts a doubt on the pedigree as a team, probably because we want to get body language. They're very serious off the bat. About celebrating, they just want to prove themselves as a team. If you guys are doubting us, just know that yes, they haven't scored, but the gameplay, we can't downplay it as well because Sundowns has been very aggressive. They've been very seamless. And the way Badalanga it's easy. On the eye, it shows a lot of work has been put in the background. With my training grounds, those guys are putting in. And the signings as well, man. Jealous down, guys. Look, I'm a Chiefs fan. as you can see. But I'm a football fan, number one, and sometimes guys, you can't overlook it. Hence why I say FC sometimes more ikabanga. They are conversations of thinking maybe football has left them because it's Sundowns, the way he set up, and I've said this multiple times. I've said this angazgangak to show you that they've developed a foundation, a very strong foundation. It's not about Roland, it's not about Mangoba, it's not about Steve. But I just feel that um, we don't exactly show to Steve because which role in terms of player management in their consistency, in their development, because he's good in that. It's not just a philosopher, but he's a person who's able to tap into the things that you and I cannot see as fans. And the Bonabashalana players, 90% of the time, they travel with them out of Africa, around the country. They sit with them in camp. And there's a lot of conversations with players, whatever they are going through psychologically, family-wise, financially, coming into that team where they pay a lot of salaries, a lot of benefits, and a lot of attention, where you were not used to it. If we make an example, for example, if you're a player like a young player like Masego coming from a super sport where there was not really much of the focus was not, there was not a lens as it would be now with Sundowns. Because Sundowns currently are the best in the country, if not in Africa. I think they're number 2 in Africa alone. And the more they go in Africa, the brand grows. And wherever they go, Sundowns is recognized, It's the same focus as the Chiefs are. And in comparison to the Chiefs, a lot of players, I'm not downplaying anything that they've done so far, but some of them, I'll make an example moving forward. Masters Kulmanga Chiefs in depth, you can tell that they were rushed into a fold. Maybe they were not ready for that kind of that kind of stage, and you need not only a coach, but you need mentors. And Steve was playing that role, Kakulu. So you have Ulisibango, for example, where the team demands so much. I mean, think about it, guys. Ubanganizung comes from Europe, where their football game as a profession, there's a lot. It demands a lot of your time. There's no time to be watching porn whenever. There's no time for that. You need to really be immersed in the culture of football, understand your role, and perform. And they play more games than us here in our country. Hence why Sundowns, when you look at the template that they're using, them being so involved in CAF, it gives you that idea of what the foundation that the platform that, hence why they're willing to pay as much for these players, because they understand the business. And what we are paying you, we need to see the results of it. So we need to create an environment that allows you and makes you understand that you're paying for a big club with big aspirations, with big dreams, and what they want to do. Because remember, Kaizerchiefs has laid the benchmark, and they've showed them what more they can do to establish themselves as a brand. Every club, that's why more than the Chiefs, every club always wants to, because they know they're going to be selling out at stadiums, so they understand what it takes to be at that stage. Whether it's TV rights, it's commercial. That's why the players, it's ingrained in them. Some of them are playing for their contracts because they know they could be the next player that Chiefs could be signing the following season. So Sundowns understands that model. And whoever comes in, whether it's a Rulani, now as a coach as well, they're coming into that kind of mentality, that kind of system, and it produces what we're seeing today. And that game and the response that they gave us, you can only marvel at, because let's look at the gameplay, because Angyang Indiga's lineup, because the only change they made was Ulisi Panku. Ribeiro was on the bench this time. But Obas came second half. But the gameplay, man, and how dominant they are, ball position, and how they keep on exploiting those half spaces coming from the inside, combination play, understanding, Tembazwane playing the string there and making all these other players or his teammates play. Awomaye Manang Bonile, he's since been drafted into a different role. So those are the kind of that's the kind of lessons we can learn, or these clubs can learn. But seemingly, the Arrows was not ready. Yeah? And for me, the closest team up here in all these DSTV premierships, how they play. Golden Arrows has given Sundowns in a couple of years. So in the last 2-3 years, run for their money. They've gotten a draw. They could have won sometimes, and there's a lot of lessons. But actually, Rulani and his team, they're putting a lot of work behind the scenes, and they like they said, they like to be, they like to surprise these teams. And I mean, it just showed, because after 3 games, these guys, it came to my mind, Kuti, they know how to win the league. And it could be a 7th title loading. I know it's still early, but that's a possibility. You can't excuse that, because now, psychological as well, more than the Sundowns, a lot of teams, they're psyched out even before they go into the pitch. Sundowns really now by itself, because if you've watched a Manyama game, there's games where they are close margins. If the players were more relaxed, they believed in themselves a bit more as a team, not just as a player. I remember we lost 4-0 last season in the first round of matches. We created equal chances. Player to me have been everywhere, because my passes rates were not as confident enough, because most of the time when you have the ball, it's rushed. Sometimes they crash, because when they off the ball and the pressure that they give you is too much. So there were chances. I think we missed a penalty. Ufosla missed. Useva got a chance because a shot that he scored. Things, and it's not only issues, it's other teams as well. They were close, but you understand that psychologically they psych you out to such an extent. Even if you have a good game, the score will always favor them, and they create their own luck. They have these, they make you make mistakes, silly mistakes sometimes, but on a penalty and all these other things still come into their favor, because they push the envelope each and every time. And now, league, you need that consistency, and you need a number of games that by the time that you're playing in other competitions, you've already built, or you've created a gap, so it doesn't come close, and you relax more. You test other combinations, give other players a chance. These young players, French players, and all these things. So give your squad a full chance to prove themselves as well. So they have a template, and it's going to be very, very difficult. I thought Pirates was close, but that game made a statement that is very strong, because now they 3 out of 3 went comfortably 4-0. They were coming from all sides, like corner, like arrows looked very disjointed. I must be honest and fair. Yes, Sundowns had a good game there, but arrows looked a bit default settings now. The coaches there's a lot of things they have to do here, and this is the problem that I have with most of the teams there. You're playing a Sundowns, you can't be making such mistakes. The defense doesn't look together. When they have the ball, they don't even know what next to do. There were like small times where they would pass each other, but sometimes we played against them so many times. You ask yourself, do you even guys and NLS, do you prepare for this team? Oh, you just go there like it's a ngathi team yasekhaya uthi ayibafethu nizobona. How mangabe it's a man bafethu nizobona ukuthi enza kanjani, mangabe hliwe. You don't even think there's an analysis there, and we can't give mistakes. I couldn't even watch the post-match interview. Guys, you really gotta respect us more, a bit more. You have to take your job a bit more serious. Because you guys do have the players. You are at the highest level of our league. At the very least, as born in bonagale, but the mistakes that they were making, even there's a goal that counted against them. It was a favor from the ref, but it could have been 5. Even more, the other goals well deserved. Players, the defense was sleeping, midfield was nowhere. The guys relaxed. It was a training exercise. Midfield, they're passing the ball in front of them. For me, Arrows, I was disappointed. Anyways, but let's move on there. And before we move on, like I said, don't forget to please don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Hey, now this is then the same day with Pirates against Chippa. Now with the Pirates, I don't know what you guys think, because this time around, yes, they looked more of the Pirates that we saw against this Kukuni. But to Mamila, clearly had something he knew. And to be fair this time around, because Nama was critical of him, they didn't sit back. It's just that Pirates, maybe they were overcooking, for me, in my opinion, what they've developed so far. Because that's the first 11 that abayithembile. Masangwani looked good. Mfokeng looked good. Ulipasa, for me, like I said, critical, because there's stages where Ulipasa would be not really isolated, but I feel Magai won at all opportunities. You need to be a bit mobile. You can't have one touch and wait for all the midfielders to do all the work. They are actually, and yabona uMameli into engichaze ngayo ke anganama papers angaka, doesn't even have the best players in the league, just as a team that can play in the DStv Premiership. At the very least, he planned for that midfield. Was kahle uthi uNdlondlo, Mfokeng, Saleng, a bit silent there, Abu Patrick, Nolipasa as well. They did their job there. He understood where they want the ball to be played. He knows they want to come inside. So cut off the space. Cut off those combination plays, disrupt play, work on their midfield, Tintu Minar, be physical, psychologically psych them out, make them complain, make them make mistakes, make them think about what they want to do before they can do it. So they were not having as much fun as they were at the time of Badlane Sikukuni. And that's exactly what we want to see in the DStv Premiership. We want to see that tactical and technical awareness. Good, look, these players are good. Ne? You give Vosaleng his space, he'll put it on the top corner. Patrick is a bit skillful, he's tricky, unpredictable as well. Also, he's going to come outside, inside. So be aware of that. 90 minutes. And when you have the chance, transition, counter, let's midfield, Fuganda fit, and so do this, do that. That's what we want to see. That's football. That is football. There's no free lunch. And that's what Youngja was critical. He talks a lot. I still don't think they have the same quality as the Pirates, but I'm sure there's something you can do with the players that you have. And but there's something you can do. So that the technical team in Pirates now a bit more. Because they use the same lineup as the previous game. For me, it was a big mistake. Maybe they could have switched it up. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. With Tulipasa, I feel like he didn't create enough space for himself at times so that he can, trouble that defense. Because, yes, sometimes they were more like a mid-block. It wasn't a low block per se, but they were not defending the deep. But Olipasa, for me, Lama movement, he doesn't do them enough. He does move at times. But now, the skills are to his fullest extent because they know either they want to cross, how to corner, he wants to put it deep or low cross. And those kind of things, they are aware of it. That's what we see, Maspureli Ball, and that's what we want to see. We want to see teams thinking about what the next team is going to think and predict how they can block them, but also think about themselves. What can we use to attack, to trouble their opponents, to turn them? Sometimes, they're playing with a 3 at the back. What can we use with what we have? And that's the beauty of the football that we are watching. And it's growing, Bafit. If you think the standard of football in our country hasn't grown, it's grown. For me, it's grown. So, Pirates, they lost it at the death. Shame, man. But that's one thing you have to understand. And that's the biggest problem that they're going to find themselves. It really, really serves about challenging the league. Same player, Goodman Musela, one man of the match for him. Kudos to him. Shine, I have a problem with him. He didn't get much. He didn't get troubled that much. But one shot that you have to deal with, another Peter Seed. That shot was a good shot, though. Mara, you have to team to enter something, touch the ball, do something, and margins to win. Either a one goal lead is a 2-goal lead is the same as a 1-goal lead is the same as a 2-goal lead. Because the minute you trouble the opponent or you score, they are twice as dangerous. A 0-0 rather, you score, you're going to be vulnerable. And you can't leave it. Rather close up shop, fire a lot of defensive players, do something because I want you attack this time around. But they're not going to get it through because you need to get a result. You're playing away. You're going to be playing in Africa next week. There's a little planning you need to do. And they know these things, man. Come on, Pirates. We need these things because When Sundowns is running away with it and you guys are losing it to a team where a lot of us are feeling that they're going to be at least vying for a relegation this season, and now you are losing it at the very at the very end. It was a painful one. Just one shot, imagine, punish them, and that's what they needed. Small teams, but don't cut them out for me. There's still a lot. We haven't seen Ukapinga. We haven't seen Otladisa. We haven't seen Uloch. Pule hasn't seen. We haven't seen Upule. So there's still a lot for me you can expect from the Pirates. And there's a team. I think they haven't closed the gap per se, but Mang Peggy Pirates in the Sundowns, I love how seamless as well. They are pleasing on the eye. Players a lot, they don't have to think about where the next player is, where he's going to make the run. That anticipation is now, they've unlocked that third eye, if you can call it, because they look like a chemistry. It's just there's certain departments, like the striking department for me, there's still a lot to be done there, because you need that individual brilliance where they had it the previous week from Abu Lipasa. You're going to need it in a lot of games, and that consistency needs to come out each and every time, not just once. Each and every game is important for the next, so that we can see about the league. So that's my 2 cents. What I'd love to hear from you guys is your comments. Do you agree with my opinions, my analysis, and how I see and my view, basically? Leave your comment. Tell me what you think as you've been doing. I love interacting with you guys because okay, there's a different view, especially like Pirates. Pirates people are very vocal, respectively. My FC Kaizerchiefs, Aidlalanga this week, is going to only play Saturday. Just the game on Sunday. Sorry, Sunday. At the o'clock, we're playing away against TS Galaxy. Hey, they are a team there. It's a hoodie team, and then we have 1 point out of 2 games. So it's going to be our 3rd game. A lot of clubs have played their 3rd games. There's another game Friday. I'm looking forward to it against it's Cape Town City against SuperSport. Yesterday, a controversial. When you see officiating in our country, that's another thing we have to look out for, because here's a smashly baller. That's where a lot of coaches are going to be losing their jobs because of this brown envelope thing we are seeing. I don't know what's going on with our league. It's worse now. We're going back to those times where Chiefs now we was accused of teams which is really sad. We saw a controversial goal. We saw this winning Izolo. So you understand the table is changing now. So Chiefs is under pressure. There's a lot of pressure from us, from the team, but we love what we saw. The lineup player on against Cape Town City. Maybe there's going to be a few tweaks. For me, maybe between Umodi and Potsan is going to be back to one. Bafage Usaile starting off. Because I don't think Modi is ready. But Castillo, no, Tanzania, yeah, they're giving us a lot of stability. They're still monitoring Uditlok, where apparently had a shoulder injury. So we might see Ungobo. That's my lineup. So just to give you my lineup, just leave with that. Thank you. So my predictions are, even though I don't like Utlanti, I'm Tandu Utlanti. Utlanti's on Ghana, we know. Frosler, my G. Frosler on the right. Defensive pack no Simang, if they both are fit. Double pivot, we can have Castillo and Omar. I think Omar to right, even though I don't look. I mean, Omar, there's a lot of things. Sazo Kulmangas after the game. Look, Omar is Zombona, guys. And Gamboni, last season, most matches, and we still have a midfield problem. What's the problem? Suspension. Duh. Anyways, Mtanzane as a 10. Svilutoli is not ready to come back. He's one of those players. I would go for. I would go for Mode on the left. Saile on the right. Both of them used as Utibakate in. Or Dupree on the left. Saile on the right. Puranga. Then these two, between Potala and Mode, are far second half. Angazi to Kunogopi. Mara Peterson. I relax because he's making these mistakes. mhlawumbe inkinga ilapho then ngifake ukhune if he's fit. Ne, uPeterson bekamnikeza isikhathi ukuthi ehlise igazi. So that would be my predicted lineup. Mina bengizofaka ukhune la. We need the captain Magaboy. So that's all I have for you guys. Or two announcements. Chiefs sifile ukuthi has released Caleb Black Panther. All the best to you, my guy. We don't know what happened there. I don't want to talk too much about it. Gonzalez, that guy, that name is a Wi-Fi password apparently. With Gonzalez finally has been announced. He's from Colombia. He's been playing in Bolivia. He's waiting for his visa. Chiefs finally has made an announcement. So we're going to be getting a tall striker. I think that's why. Apparently it's about the foreign quota in Tonton. That's why they needed to release Caleb. Even though, because Nakwana, to be honest, we don't know which people's on sevens. So that's all the new player announcement. Before apparently there's one signing we still need to make because we've seen he's gone to Russia, so there's nothing we can do there. So that's all I have for you guys this week. On a Sunday we're playing Kaizerchiefs, Amakosi, Spin Sonke. See you on Monday, guys, and Sukulume with Spawn Tenzalan. Chiefs, Paris and Sundowns are playing. Sundowns is playing Chippa Saturday, so that's gonna be interesting. Then Pirates is playing the first round preliminary rounds in Kef. So that's exciting. A lot of things to talk about. So Kuluma Ngayoga, see how that's gonna help. For me, Pirates is gonna be a win. For me, my prediction is Sundowns. I'm gonna hold that back a bit but it's obvious. But let's see. We may see a surprise there. So thank you guys. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you and love you. Don't forget one more thing to like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell. Every time when I drop a video, you'll be the first one to know. Thank you so much. Thank you, boy. See you in the next episode. Shop.